Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. One.
You look like you're getting big too.
I'm getting a little bigger, yeah. I'm gaining some weight. I think I'm hitting a little bit of a growth spurt, but like more just like filling out, like gaining weight.
Do you feel stronger?
Yeah, I feel stronger. Every time I fight, I feel stronger.
I don't know if we can do it right here because that music is so loud. Boxing Ego, I'm with the man, Joey Spencer. He just put on a phenomenal performance in New York. Tell us about it. How did it feel? Tell us what you knew about your opponent and the whole experience.
The opponent was kind of thrown in at last minute just a couple weeks ago because we had a couple fallouts of opponents before that. And so he was kind of a fresh opponent and I didn't get to see much on him. But when I went in there, I could tell he was kind of more heavy set, a little bit tougher. You know, he was taking headshots well. So I started touching him downstairs of the body. And after I started touching him downstairs of the body, I could tell it, you know, he wasn't liking it too much. And then that ended up being what closed the show at the end of the day.
Now, the fight was televised. How did that feel, being televised? Man. Have you been televised before? Yeah, I was on FS1 my last two fights, but this was the first time I was on like primetime, like Fox, you know, regular Fox. So that was pretty sweet for me, and I enjoyed that, you know. So it was a little bit added pressure, but like, you know, I handled it. So. Speaking of added pressure, I seen there was someone right next to you ringside, and he goes by the name of Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Was that any added pressure, being there with TBE, watching your fight ringside, or were you used to that?
Man, that was crazy because Floyd, you know, he's always been one of my favorite fighters, the guy that I watched, you know, forever since I was just a little kid. So I always knew that eventually that would probably happen, and it happened tonight. He was right next, and he was yelling out advice, and you know, he was winking at me in between rounds and stuff like that. It was crazy, bro. So it was like, it was really cool fighting in front of one of my idols. You know
how old are you right now?
I'm 18 years old.
How's that feel? Like just being a young fighter and having Floyd, his professional career lasted longer than you've been on earth.
Right.
You're 18.
It's crazy.
He has like 20 plus years, I think, in the game. So, I mean, how do you take that? How do you process that without getting in over your head? Like, how do you stay humble during this whole time?
I just know I got a long way to go. You know what I mean? Like, there's never gonna be a point where you can just get relaxed or comfortable or be like, or pat myself on the back. I know I'm at the very beginning, you know, and I'm getting a lot of hype and a lot of people are rooting for me, but I just gotta stay humble and keep going, keep pushing, you know what I mean?
Now, what do you mean? You said Floyd Mayweather was yelling advice. Like, what kind of things was he saying to you? How'd you hear him so clearly? Man,
he was yelling kind of loud, honestly. And, well, the fighter was, first he was yelling at me to go to the body because the guy was taking the headshots pretty well. And then at the end, when I was hitting him in the body, the guy was kind of starting to lean from the body shots, and he started telling me to rip the uppercut. You know, he said it multiple times, and when he said it, I started doing it, and his head started snapping back. It was good advice, and I honestly, like, had a lot to do with the stoppage, you know.
So Floyd Mayweather helped you whoop somebody?
Yeah, he helped me. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Yeah, he helped me. That's crazy.
Oh, wow. That was your first time, like, kind of encountering Floyd, meeting him?
I did encounter him at one other show at one of his Mayweather promotion cards in Vegas, and he shook my hand one time, but not really on any level like it was today. After the fight, he actually got up on the ring and shook my hand, so that was pretty cool.
Wow, that's a huge moment.
Introduced himself, so that was cool. Not that he needed to introduce himself, but it was cool, you know.
What's the difference between this and the amateurs? Do you feel it yet?
Yeah, I definitely feel it because just it's a little different without the headgear, but I think it fares me well. Like, I think it actually adds to my game because I like being able to use my eyes, and I like to be able to feel more comfortable, not feel like I have other things, you know, distracting me or more things, you know, on me, my shirt, you know, things like that. I like it. Feel a little bit more free. Gloves are smaller. Makes me a little more explosive, you know, helps my punching power, and, you know, it's good. I enjoy it.
Now, you're on a card with a lot of your longtime gym mates.
Yeah.
Berto just got a victory. Peter Quillen got a victory.
Absolutely.
How does it feel just being on the same card as them?
Man, dude, it was really cool just seeing off the bat when I saw that we were on the same card. That was like a cool moment for me because we've been in the gym together for the last 2 years, you know, me and Quillen, you know, being in the last 6 months that we were at that gym, man, we spent a lot of time together, you know what I mean? It was just cool being able to see him, you know, come in here and get like a big victory like that, you know? And as far as Berto goes, everybody was just supporting me, and I was supporting them before the fight. Like, they came and saw me before the fight and just wished me good luck, and we talked it out a little bit. And then to all go in and get good, impressive victories, that's amazing. I'm happy for both of them.
How'd you feel this training camp?
I felt really sharp. Like, everything's coming together well, you know? I feel like I'm improving every training camp. And I like that, because I like the fact that I'm not, you know, I don't feel like I'm plateauing, you know? I'm like, you know, getting into a rhythm and staying in that. Like, I feel like I'm getting better every time I, you know, go into camp, you know?
Wow. What can the fans expect? You've been on the fast track with PBC and Al Heyman, working and fighting frequently.
Absolutely.
If it's up to you, I know it's a team decision, but when would you like to get back in? Would you like to have another fight this year?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have one more fight, or maybe 2 more fights this year. I'm up for whatever, you know. I'm up to fight whenever, and the more I fight, the faster I'm gonna be able to fight for a world title. So that's what I want. You know?
Now, last fight was at a catch weight. Yeah. What is the weight? Have you found a home of where you plan to stay, or is that something in the process of deciding?
I'm kind of in the process of that. You know, I've been kind of, last one was at 154. The one before that was at 56. This one was at 56, and I'm just kind of in the middle of like the 54 and 160. And I'm just kind of deciding where I'm most comfortable at, and we'll figure it out though. You know, I don't really need to make any strong decisions right now as far as the weight. You know, I'm still trying to, I'm only 18, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going into, you know what I mean? So.
And what's the most rounds you fought so far?
2. Well, 1.5. 1.5 is the most I fought. That was my debut.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it was scheduled for 4. That's the longest you've been scheduled for?
Yeah, scheduled for 4, yeah. 4 was the 4 was the longest.
Well, I'm happy for you. What can the fans going forward expect from the Spencer family, JS Nation?
Just more, you know, more fights, growing, more exciting fights, and hard work. And you know, I'm never satisfied. I'm never gonna be satisfied. So I'm gonna keep working hard and getting better and better. You know?
All right, I want to congratulate you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Good performance.
Thank you.